Sahih al-Bukhari 1881. Narrated Anas bin Malik. The Prophet said, "There will be no town which Ad-Dajjal will not enter except Mecca and Medina, and there will be no entrance, road, of both Mecca and Medina, but the angels will be standing in rows guarding it against him, and then Medina will shake with its inhabitants thrice, i.e. 3 earthquakes will take place, and Allah will expel all the non-believers and the hypocrites from it." Sahih al-Bukhari 1882. Narrated Abu Sa'id al-Khudri. Allah's Messenger told us a long narrative about Ad-Dajjal, and among the many things he mentioned, was his saying, Ad-Dajjal will come and it will be forbidden for him to pass through the entrances of Medina. He will land in some of the salty barren areas, outside Medina. On that day the best man or one of the best men will come up to him and say, "I testify that you are the same Dajjal whose description was given to us by Allah's Messenger." Ad-Dajjal will say to the people, "If I kill this man and bring him back to life again, will you doubt my claim?" They will say, "No," then Ad-Dajjal will kill that man and bring him back to life. That man will say, "Now I know your reality better than before." Ad-Dajjal will say, "I want to kill him but I cannot." Sahih al-Bukhari 1883. Narrated Jabir. A Bedouin came to the Prophet and gave a pledge of allegiance for embracing Islam. The next day he came with fever and said to the Prophet, "Please cancel my pledge of embracing Islam and of emigrating to Medina." The Prophet refused that request 3 times and said, "Medina is like a furnace, it expels out the impurities, bad persons, and selects the good ones and makes them perfect." Sahih al-Bukhari 1884. Narrated Zayd bin Thabit. When the Prophet went out for the battle of Uhud, some of his companions, hypocrites, returned home. A party of the believers remarked that they would kill those hypocrites who had returned, but another party said that they would not kill them. So, this divine inspiration was revealed. Then what is the matter with you that you are divided into 2 parties concerning the hypocrites? 4.88 The Prophet said, "Medina expels the bad persons from it, as fire expels the impurities of iron." Sahih al-Bukhari 1885. Narrated Anas. The Prophet said, "O Allah, bestow on Medina twice the blessings you bestowed on Mecca." Sahih al-Bukhari 1886. Narrated Anas. Whenever the Prophet returned from a journey and observed the walls of Medina, he would make his mount go fast, and if he was on an animal, i.e. a horse, he would make it gallop because of his love for Medina. Sahih al-Bukhari 1887. Narrated Anas. The people of Bani Salama intended to shift near the mosque of the Prophet, but Allah's Messenger disliked to see Medina vacated and said, "O the people of Bani Salama, don't you think that you will be rewarded for your footsteps which you take towards the mosque?" So, they stayed at their old places. Sahih al-Bukhari 1888. Narrated Abu Hurairah. The Prophet said, "There is a garden from the gardens of paradise between my house and my pulpit, and my pulpit is on my lake fount, Al-Kawthar." Sahih al-Bukhari 1889. Narrated Aisha. When Allah's Messenger reached Medina, Abu Bakr and Bilal became ill. When Abu Bakr's fever got worse, he would recite this poetic verse, "Everybody is staying alive with his people, yet death is nearer to him than his shoelaces." And Bilal, when his fever deserted him, would recite, "Would that I could stay overnight in a valley wherein I would be surrounded by Idkir and Jalil, kinds of good-smelling grass. Would that one day I could drink the water of the Majana, and would that the 2 mountains, Shama and Tafel, would appear to me." The Prophet said, "O Allah, curse Shaiba bin Rabi'a and Utbah bin Rabi'a and Umayyah bin Khalaf as they turned us out of our land to the land of epidemics." Allah's Messenger then said, "O Allah, make us love Medina as we love Mecca or even more than that. O Allah, give blessings in our saw and our mud, measures symbolizing food, and make the climate of Medina suitable for us, and divert its fever towards Al-Jufa." Aisha added, "When we reached Medina, it was the most unhealthy of Allah's lands, and the valley of Badhan, the valley of Medina, used to flow with impure colored water." Sahih al-Bukhari 1890. Narrated Zayd bin Aslam from his father. Umar said, "O Allah, grant me martyrdom in your cause, and let my death be in the city of your apostle."